Alright guys, a lot of great NFL talk yet to come here on the show. We are going to be shifting our focus over from the NFL over to Major League Baseball and talk about some of the biggest news. One of the biggest news that have came out in the last couple of days, and that is first baseman Billy Butler. If you guys remember Billy Butler, primarily jumping onto the scene with the Kansas City Royals back in from 2007 to 2014. That's when he made his official run with the team, having a very solid, run with the team from, I think the best I've ever seen Billy Butler was when he was on the team in 2009. In his 2009 to 2014 stretch was his best years in baseball. Now since being shipped to Oakland, not the greatest. He finished off the year a little strong this, last season. 15 home runs, 65 RBIs. His average was down. It was down, from 271 in 2014 to 251 on the year. But 2016, not the greatest year. I know his power dwindled so much this year. 15 home runs in 2015 to 4 home runs this year, 31 RBIs, but he's only played in 85 games this year, but he's still packing in a nice solid average, batting .276. Now, he's been released today by the Oakland Athletics, as it took the team about an entire month to figure out what they're going to do with him. Are they going to release him? Are they going to cut him? Are they going to try to trade him? What are they going to release him, or are they going to waive him? Whatever the case may be, what they're going to do with him, it was the ultimate struggle to really find a solid suitor. Now when you're going in and look at it, Billy Butler is now a free agent right now, and it's now down to who is willing to take the opportunity with him. He does have a nice, $10 million going his way, but that $10 million salary is being covered by the Oakland Athletics, so it's, up to, what other team wants to really take a shot with him. There's barely, maybe about a week or so, a couple weeks left in the season right now, and playoffs are coming. Could a playoff team take a shot with Billy Butler on their postseason roster? I mentioned two teams, maybe the Los Angeles Dodgers, maybe the New York Mets. The Dodgers are interested in just about every single free agent out there. When it's during the off season, they're always interested in a lot of the top tier players. They're always finalists for certain players. The Dodgers could be in play here. I think the Dodgers are the team that has been hit with the injury bug big time this year, breaking the MLB record for most players on the DL. That Dodgers team, where they are right now is kind of phenomenal, how they're still sticking around, and, they are still in first place in the National League West. They need some power coming off the bench. He's not a legitimate starter, Billy Butler. His fielding is atrocious. I would not put him at first baseman. That's Adrian Gonzalez's position. But honestly, if anybody's going to take a shot and it's going to be a contender, it has to be in the National League. A lot of the American League teams already have their depth chart already set at, designated hitter. I think David Ortiz was an option out there in Boston, and I heard Billy Butler could be connected to Boston following the year. So these are all opportunities for Butler after the year, but we're talking about current day. So the teams that really stick to my mind right now are the Los Angeles Dodgers as well as the New York Mets. I'm not really too set in stone on James Loney as the starting first baseman. I think that at some point we will see possible the Mets have interest in Billy Butler if they willing to take a shot with him, with the Mets going into the playoffs, or are really bouncing right there to bounce into the playoffs. But like I said, the Dodgers are a team that I honestly could see Butler fitting in with. I think Butler was also linked to the Dodgers not so long ago, trade deadline, even during free agency, or not during free agency. At some point, the Dodgers were at one point interested in bringing in Billy Butler as a bench piece. So maybe that could come into fruition. But what about after the year? I mentioned the Boston Red Sox, David Ortiz retiring after the year. Some people speculated, maybe, this could be an opportunity for him. And I have to agree with a lot of people. I do see it. He's given the opportunity to stay in the American League, but he's going to be moving out to Boston. He can play the DH role there. I think he'll be, a solid, fit for it, because, they really need a nice power bat. And yes, even at 30 years old and coming off an atrocious year, ever heard of a bounce back year? I think that, Billy Butler has it in him. I would be okay with Billy Butler going out there giving me, 14, 15 home runs a year, with a guy with a solid average of 276 up in the high twos. I'll be okay with it, because he still can get on, he can still hit, he's still, a nice solid bat to have in your lineup, and, maybe Boston could be that rightful fit for him. So right now, as it stands, he's currently a free agent. He was released after that whole incident with Danny Valencia. The Raiders decided to pull the plug on him today, or a couple of days ago. I am finally getting to it right now. So, if you guys listen to this, call into the show, or if you're on YouTube, leave your comments down below on what you guys think about this. This is a very interesting free agent out there, and let's see how, things go about in free agency for him.